Once upon a time, in a land far, far away, there was a kind and gentle girl named Cinderella. She lived with her stepmother and stepsisters who were not very nice to her. Cinderella did all the chores around the house, cooked the meals, cleaned the floors, and did the laundry. She did all of this with a smile on her face, even though she knew she would never get a thank you from her stepfamily. One day, the kingdom announced that the prince was throwing a grand ball at the palace. Everyone was invited, and it was rumored that the prince was looking for a bride. Cinderella's stepmother and stepsisters were thrilled and spent all day getting ready for the ball. Cinderella asked her stepmother if she could go too, but her stepmother said no. "You're not going to the ball, Cinderella," her stepmother said. "You have too much work to do." Cinderella was sad, but she didn't give up hope. She went to her room and cried. Suddenly, a bright light appeared in the room, and there was a beautiful fairy godmother standing in front of her. "Hello, Cinderella," the fairy godmother said. "Why are you crying?" "I want to go to the ball, but my stepmother won't let me," Cinderella replied. "Don't worry, my dear," the fairy godmother said. "I will help you go to the ball." The fairy godmother waved her wand, and Cinderella's rags turned into a beautiful gown. She also gave her glass slippers, which sparkled in the moonlight. "Remember, Cinderella, you must leave the ball before midnight," the fairy godmother warned. "Otherwise, your dress will turn back into rags, and your glass slippers will turn back into old shoes." Cinderella was overjoyed and went to the ball. When she arrived, everyone was amazed at how beautiful she looked. Cinderella and the prince danced all night, but as the clock struck midnight, she remembered what the fairy godmother had said and left the ball. She didn't even say goodbye to the prince. The next day, the prince went searching for the girl who had left the glass slipper behind. He went to all the houses in the kingdom, trying the glass slipper on every girl's foot. Finally, he arrived at Cinderella's house. Her stepsisters tried on the glass slipper, but it was too small. Then, Cinderella tried it on, and it fit perfectly. The prince was overjoyed and asked Cinderella to marry him. She said yes, and they lived happily ever after. Cinderella never forgot her fairy godmother, who had helped her go to the ball. From that day on, Cinderella's stepmother and stepsisters treated her with the kindness and respect she deserved. Cinderella was no longer a servant in her own home, but a princess who was loved by all.